It is pretty sad. I was just telling Heather, I just did this blog. I just went 7 minutes and I was boring myself to sleep. So I'm going to start again and do another blog. This time you're going to be watching this one. But I just want to let you guys know, I just spent the past 7 minutes of my precious time. And after 7 minutes and 12 seconds, I was actually asleep. I was so bored with myself. So, okay, this blog is going to be about this past weekend, which was a very big weekend for the pit. I had one guy fight in the UFC. He won by first round stoppage. I had two, pit affiliates. One of them that I train, one of them that I don't. They both won Saturday night in King of the Cage, both by first round stoppages. Uh, Castle is the guy I work with, and his girlfriend Molly, who had her second first round KO in a row. The last one a couple months ago in California was the fastest female KO ever. So she's on her way up, and so is Castle. Castle's 18 years old. He got dropped, and then he ended up stopping his guy in the first round. So it proved to me not only does he have tremendous creativity with his techniques and a lot of skill, he also has a huge heart. So that just answered that question for that particular um, aspect of his game. That one's always in question a lot of times. Some guys win too easily or lose a close decision, but it didn't get really rough. When someone gets dropped and they come back and win like that, that shows the heart. Um, and then Glover obviously won by first round stoppage. And then my son had just a ferocious first round KO of his opponent. He actually dropped him and then ended up choking him out real quick, about 30 seconds into the first round. So even though I hate to see those guys get hurt, and I hated to see my son's opponent hurt, he was fine a couple minutes later. But I love to see my guys win. And number one, I love that my guys don't get hurt. So that's my main concern. So it was actually a great weekend for that. So I'm back now, and it was a long, long, long weekend in Vegas, just being away from home. But luckily for me, Heather got to come and even brought her kids, and uh, oh, we had a great time. So, what was I talking about? Was gun control or what the hell am I talking about? Politics, Obama, and the drones. Oh no, no, the UFC. I have it right here on the screen. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna break down the fight, UFC 160. Okay, I'm gonna break it down a little bit differently because everyone here that I know or I've met, some of these guys I met this week and we spent the whole week together, so I kind of know them. Some of these guys I've known for a while. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down the fight first, and then I'm gonna break down each fighter because you guys that don't know this sport, I mean, these guys are the nicest guys in any sport. I mean, for world class professional athletes, they're not a bunch of cocky douchebag basketball players that think they're badasses but really aren't. These guys are really, really badasses that don't even think they are. They just love to have fun, respect the sport, they respect each other, they respect their opponents, they respect their coaches, they respect the referee, they respect their fans. Um, it's just beautiful to watch. Every time I leave a UFC, I just can't believe how many nice guys are in this sport and at the top of it. Let's start off real quick. Cain Velasquez and Bigfoot. Love to see win. I love to see him win just because he's a nice guy. Hated to see um, Bigfoot lose because he's a super nice guy. He lost first round beat down by Cain, and Cain is a very quiet, mellow, soft-spoken guy that he's business, but respectful, quiet, and nice. So he'll never turn down an autograph. Um, doesn't go out of his way to chat, and he's really soft spoken but really nice. I've known him for years. In fact, when Chuck was still fighting, he came up and trained with us a couple times, and that was I think that's before his first pro fight. Now, we were talking about that at this fight, and I was like, "Remember you came and sparred with Chuck? Things have changed a little since then." And he just laughed. He goes, "Yeah, things have changed a lot." So, Kane, that's Kane. Bigfoot, hated to see him lose. He's probably the nicest of all the MMA guys. I'm just when it comes to nice and goofy and silly and friendly, and you just I mean, there's big jokes goes on all the time about his huge fingers, and he's just always smiling, and he's just a nice guy. Okay. DeSantos, Mark Hunt, Junior DeSantos and Mark Hunt. Um, Beautiful fight by DeSantos. It was a little back and forth, but DeSantos always had the edge. Conditioning, I think, played a major part in that. They both got a little tired towards the end, but I think Hunt got more tired. Santos landed some really clean punches and then ended it with a spinning hook kick to the top of the head, glanced off his head, and Mark Hunt was knocked out. Um, I've known Junior DeSantos for a while. He's from Ed Soares used to have him, and he's just been around us for a long time, and we know him. Glover's a good friend, and he's just an outgoing, friendly. Every time I see him, Coach, how you doing, Coach? And he'll give me a big hug, and he's nice, respectful. Never, ever seen him not smiling as well. Never see him turn down an autograph. Mark Hunt, I've known him a little bit, talked to him a little bit more this trip. I'm just a friendly, good-natured guy. Hate to see him lose. I never saw him not smiling except when he was in the dressing room after his fight. He just didn't look too happy, but he's a great guy, a warrior. TJ Grant, I never knew him before. I met him this fight. Actually, after his fight, we partied together at the Rogue or the Rouget or the Rouge, whatever you call it, that little circular bar right near the elevators at the MGM. The guy is just hilarious. He's from Nova Scotia, Canada. He's just a friendly, nice, easygoing guy. Him and his cousin DJ and I hung out for a while, and I love DJ Grant. He's a fun guy. Gray Maynard, he's all business. Very serious guy, but a very nice guy. He's like blue collar America, fucking hardworking, nice, decent, respectful guy. Not a big joking around guy, kind of like TJ was. Well, he had a couple of vodkas with Red Bulls, but anyway, just a really nice, respectful guy. Donald Cerrone, KJ Noons, I know them both kind of not that well. They both seem really like mellow, cool guys. I like them both. And that fight, I think they fight a lot alike. TJ Grant knocked out Gray Maynard in the first round. I guess it was just a war with them both slugging. I didn't see it, but TJ Grant caught him, I think, a right hand and knocked him out. So that's that fight. Glover Teixeira, James Tahuna. I know them both. I know Glover pretty darn well. I've been training him for a long time, and we've been working together for a long time. And he's a lot like Chuck. And there's the respect, the loyalty to me, to his team, to his training partners. Just a respectful. He's the real deal. He's, like I said, he's a lot like Chuck in a lot of ways. James Tahuna, hated to see him lose. Of course, I wanted Glover to win, but he's just a tough kid. He will be back. Really happy-go-lucky guy. Seemed really intense, but friendly. His whole camp was great. His brother, who was his sparring partner and training partner, they were just the nicest group of guys. We hung out a little after his fight, and great bunch of guys. KJ Noons and Donald Cerrone, like I said, I know them a little bit. They're really nice, really friendly. I think Donald Cerrone's a little goofy and funny. I think they fight similarly, just like I think James Tahuna and Glover Teixeira fight a lot similarly. They have same styles. It's just Glover was just a little better at everything. And I think that's the same with Donald Cerrone and KJ Noons. I think they're very similar. It's just Donald Cerrone is a little better at everything than KJ Noons. Just like a little quicker to the draw, a little more punching power, a little more speed. I think Glover had more power. James Tuna. They had a lot similar styles. His punches were a little sharper, his wrestling stronger, and his jiu-jitsu much better. So the only other guy I want to mention here are Max Holloway from Hawaii, who great guy. Just I talked to them for hours because they're from my same hometown in Hawaii. So we talked for a long time. I thought he won that fight. I thought he got robbed. But, you know, a lot of times the referees just remember that last, for you guys, remember this. The referees, you know, you could be winning 4 minutes of the fight, but if you lose the fifth minute, the referees, who usually aren't too sharp, will give it to the other guy. So you could win 4 minutes and lose the last minute. They're only going to remember that. Short-term memory, probably been hit too much. I don't know. Colton Smith, I'm just joking, refs, please. When my fighters are fighting, always root for them or vote for them. I don't care if they won any of the round. Please vote for them. And I'm sorry I just said that. I take it all back. Another guy I loved meeting was Colton Smith. Nothing but respect. The guy is a freaking beast and a respectful guy that's just a brawler. And he will be back, all right? And I'll be back. Thanks for everything. See you guys.